Hi, this is Eric Martin, Report Game Geek. I'm here with designer Richard Borg looking at Red Alert.
Red Alert?
Not a finished production copy, Red Alert.
Not quite a finish, but very close.
Okay. So this is Commands and Colors in Space.
Commands and Colors in Space, yep. Red Alert. Fleet battles.
Is that all we need for a description, or do you want to do more detail?
Whatever you want me to tell you.
Well, we need a little bit more. Okay, sort of complexity level. You've done many different versions.
Right.
Commands and Colors, so how does it sort of scale in complexity?
This is about the same level as Memoir 44.
Okay.
It has a lot of units, so there's 90-some pieces in the box. So there's plenty of spaceships, there's plenty of customization. We have some task force cards, basically that you are a commander, you are assigned a mission. So, and a task force card basically tells you what forces you're going to have for that mission.
Okay.
But where it differs than any other Commands and Colors game is that we then give you 40 additional points that you can buy support vessels. So you can change the complexity and components of your base fleet and add more. And that's something that's very different than any other Commands and Colors, where we focus more on the history.
Okay.
We have a little bit of background history here, but you as a commander have total control after you're assigned your task force what additional ships you're going to use.
Okay. It was interesting when you say background history, because of course when you look at the scenarios for Memoir, those are based on very historical scenarios that existed, and yet what are you drawing on here for the creation of scenarios?
Okay, well, basically we have a little bit of a backstory that basically it's a revolt. We have the Confederation fighting they're revolting and stuff against the Commonwealth. And, then they go into other things like we have another faction out there that basically is the Authorians, that basically they are selling ships and stuff to both of the factions.
Right.
And their key interest is that, hey, if we can go ahead and get these guys weakened in a civil war, we can go step in and take over their systems.
Okay.
So, and then you have the Crawl, which also is referenced that basically this is an alien fleet that came through the nebula, and they basically the two factions had to join forces to defeat them first. So basically, and actually what you're seeing here is a representation of the different forces that players can go ahead and purchase. So basically their fleet will be, all right, you might have a destroyer, you might have a cruiser, you have a flagship, some fighters, and even some battleships. So you have that as a basic fleet, but you can go and enhance that by adding just another cruiser or a destroyer to this unit here, and it becomes a heavy. And everything is actually pretty self-evident. The cards are going to be, if you're familiar with the Commands and Colors system, the command cards drive movement,
right,
and the dice drive battling. And once you destroy a unit, you don't actually win the game by actually destroying a certain number of units, because every unit is worth a different amount of points. So if you destroy a battleship, you're going to gain 6 points. Whereas if you destroy a fighter, you only gain 1 point. So basically,
it's a different focus in terms of
the game is played to 21 points.
Okay.
Now there is a lot of other elements that are in this game where more control. So if you're controlling planets, that basically gives you points, and you get points for controlling planets. Okay. So you have planets in the game, you have asteroids in the game. You basically have, if you destroy a heavy battleship or a flagship,
that's some junk.
You have basically space debris.
Okay.
That kind of blocks terrain.
Okay.
And then you have a series of combat cards, and the combat cards add a lot of neat things to the deck too, or the gameplay, I should say. Combat cards basically do all your special things. And one of the key features of this game too, anytime that you're rolling a star in combat, basically you collect a star token, and some of the combat cards take stars in order to activate them. So in order to play this card here, you have to spend some stars. Stars also have some basic values. I can spend stars to increase my firepower or move faster, move further.
That's right, feeding it right into the ship.
Yep, basically. So So it has two elements in this game. Basically your command cards, but also the way you go ahead and use your stars to activate your combat or do actually game maneuvers. The battle dice are really pretty simple. If you're attacking a green unit that has a green, you basically want to roll greens for hits.
There you go.
If you're attacking a purple, you want to get purple. And then you have the blast symbols. Blast symbols hit everybody except as you go up in armor, a fighter attacking a flagship or a battleship, they can ignore 2 blast symbols.
Okay.
So it really works very well.
All right.
They give you a lot of tiles. They give you a lot of scenarios. And there's plenty of actually more things to come. So
Okay. There you go. Thank you, Richard, for the overview. Red Alert coming from
Alert.
PSC Games.
Thank you.